When a fan's heart is full of hate, he butters, cries, and a dark shadow falls over this troll. From the ashes of a once great fandom has risen a meme, an LOL that must be liked. We look to the airwaves for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the dark basement of the parents who created him. The battle between fan and smart has begun. With a head on his shoulders stands the smart fan, a speaker of truth, with a voice of silence, and a radio show of justice. This is Ring Rust.
Little Jimmy. So, Radio Shrug, this is Fanboy Mark Cerrone. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. R-Truth defeated Stardust in a singles match during another match during the pre-show for Payback. I don't know. So, not complaining, I suppose. It's just, don't they usually just do the one match for the pre-show and then everything else goes on the pay-per-view? But what do I know? Next up on the pre-show was the tag team match, which was advertised, which saw the Ascension actually beat the, I thought they were called the Meta Powers, M-E-T-A, but now they're called the Mega Powers for some reason, because Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage were the actual Mega Powers. I thought that was the point of calling them the Meta Powers, but oh well, maybe they're just rebelling.
And I quote,
check out the TMZ of professional wrestling news. And I quote, on Facebook, all the latest news with some attitude, new and classic wrestling videos, and so much more.
Can I have your attention, please? I just received an email from the Raw general manager.
Next up for Payback from this past Sunday on pay-per-view or the WWE Network, whichever was your chosen means of watching it. Legal snicker. Sheamus beating Dolph Ziggler. This is Fanboy Mark Cerrone. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. A New Day, Big E Langston and Kofi Kingston defeated Tyson Kidd and Cesaro in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Tag Team Championships to retain their titles. Next up from the Payback pay-per-view, or / live event, whatever you want to call it, from the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore, Maryland, we have Bray Wyatt defeating Ryback in a singles match. Rather long match, actually, all things considered. Considering one of the two guys, it's a rather long match of 15 minutes. Snicker. So, and on top of that, he ended up cracking a rib. So he's got his own meat on the table now.
Hey, what's up? This is referee Tony S., and you're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR.
That's it. The healing rays of the sun in his hands. I'll make it easy.
This is a great champion's Slamming Wrestling News Radio on Ring Rust, CHMR 93.5 FM.
I knew where I was going with that, I just couldn't get there. As usual. Next up, John Cena successfully defended his United States Championship match in an I Quit match against Alexander Rusev. While he didn't say I quit, Lana said he quit because he wasn't going to say it. So she said, he quits. And then on Raw the following night, Rusev says, get to steppin', but, in Russian. And then, hey, look, it's Dolph Ziggler. And now they're a thing, apparently. And John Cena still has his title, and LOL, I guess.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
The Divas Tag Team match, which saw Naomi and Tamina defeating the Bella Twins, Brie and Nikki, in just over 6 minutes. So I guess it was what the average fan expects out of the Divas and what Vince McMahon apparently thinks of the Divas, and apparently not what Stephanie McMahon and Triple H think about the Divas down in NXT, but that's not an NXT show. It's a WWE show. Well, NXT is within WWE, but a lot of people see it as separate still. I'd like to see the Divas treated a little better, get a little bit more time, given a little bit more leeway, have moves in their matches, you know. But, oh well. What can you do?
Ring Rust presents Macho Facts. Randy Savage is currently suing NBC, claiming Law and Order are trademark names for his left and right elbows. And when his top rope elbow drop prowess fails to resolve a situation, the Macho Man plays dead. When playing dead doesn't work, he plays zombie.
Like some sort of rat bird, to quote The Simpsons. This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. So next up, the second last match from Payback from this past Sunday at the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. We got Neville defeated King Barrett by countout. Oh, that dastardly King Barrett. He's going to get caught. He's going to get caught cheating one of these days, and then he's going to get his comeuppance.
I'm Robbie, and you're listening to 93.5 CHMR-FM.
From this past Sunday on the WWE Network or on pay-per-view or on some other means that was of questionable legality. Wink, wink. So we had Seth Rollins retaining the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Randy Orton in a fatal four-way match. And if had Rollins failed to retain the title, then Kane would have lost his job. But Kane didn't really seem all that unhappy about that, did he? At the thought of, like, oh, so all I have to do is make sure he loses his belt, and I don't have to worry about you jerks anymore. Of course, he used his own words.
You're listening to wrestling superstar, the Triple X Sex Express Sexy Eddie, and you're listening to Ring Rust, the one and only wrestling talk radio show.
So, this is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. See about getting the TakeOver Unstoppable results done. So, for the pre-show, the dark match, I guess, was it for a pre-show? Well, they did do a pre-show, but they said they weren't going to have a post-show. And it featured a tag team match, which saw the Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Simon Gotch defeating Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Finn Balor defeated Tyler Breeze to become the number one contender for the NXT Championship. Since Hideo Itami was injured going into the match, they just said, sit this one out. Baron Corbin defeated Rhino in about 7 minutes. And Bayley and Charlotte defeated Dana Brooke and Emma in the Divas Tag Team match.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter at Mark Jabroni and subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboy Mark Jabroni.
Wicked One. Blake and Murphy defeated Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy to retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. I bet they put up a hard fight, though, because, you know, they hate it when they're soft. Sasha Banks defeated Becky Lynch to retain the NXT Women's Championship in a 15.5-minute match that you wouldn't see the Divas get in WWE. I don't know what to think about that, except, well, you know, obviously they don't think as much of the Divas as they think of the NXT Divas. It's still, like I said, do they still call them the Divas in NXT? Because it's the Women's Championship, so I have to wonder if they still call them Divas. I don't watch it enough to know one way or the other. And Kevin Owens retained the NXT Championship after wrestling Sami Zayn to a no contest. The match never officially ended, with Owens leaving the ring at 13 minutes. So, I've yet to see the event, so I'm hoping to see it tonight or tomorrow. But the one thing that everyone got all excited about, and antsy, and, you know, all kinds of different words that start with vowels, was who came out to the ring after that match to put an end to the beatdown on Sami Zayn. This fella came out to get up in the face of Kevin Owens. Wait a minute. And they even called him by his well-known name. They even called him Samoa Joe.
That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR-FM.